Liverpool 2, West Ham 1, a big step closer towards official Premier League glory for Arne Slot's men. Hey guys, I'm back to the channel, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be the not so instant match reaction to Liverpool's 2-1 victory over West Ham last night. Diaz and Virgil van Dijk scored big goals for Liverpool as they are now just 2 wins away from official Premier League glory. We seemingly know the inevitable is going to happen, but of course, we obviously want it to be done, dusted, official and confirmed. And Liverpool are now 6 points away from making that become a reality. It wasn't exactly smooth sailing yesterday. It was definitely a game of two halves. If you've ever heard that cliche, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. A very good first half from Liverpool, followed by a bit of a nervy, unstable, uncontrolled one from them in the second half. But despite suffering a bit of a setback when West Ham did go on to equalise, Liverpool quickly responded, and it was their captain, their skipper, Virgil van Dijk, on the verge of reportedly signing a new deal with the club, that stood up and rose up to the occasion to head a powerful shot home that made Liverpool the winners on the night, and of course meant that Liverpool are now 6 points away from Premier League glory. It's getting close, people. It is getting ever so tantalizingly close. We can pretty much taste the Premier League title. We're going to be talking about yesterday's game. We're going to be talking about the result and the performance of the players and everything. But before we go any further and discussing all of that and much more, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And of course, I encourage you all to get involved in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought and felt about yesterday's performance, result, and everything else in between with Liverpool Football Club. Drop your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, in the comment section below. Use and abuse that section, people. Talk to me on this. Would love to hear what you have to say, because I'm sure it'll make for great and interesting reading. And after that, we'll get on with the video, shall we? We'll get on with the conversation. We're going to be talking Liverpool, the 2-1 win, the performance, result, Premier League title, everything else in between. Look, like I said, yesterday was definitely a game of two halves. I felt the first half was actually surprisingly really good from Liverpool. We're normally known as being second half FC, where we don't really turn up for the first 45 minutes. We get away with a few things, and then in the second half, we sort of rise to the occasion. We sort of get used to the game, get used to our opponents, and then we control the game out from there, score a goal or two to really help us on our way, and then we get the job done. But yesterday was a little bit of the opposite. Yesterday was a very, very good first half from Liverpool. A couple of minor scares, which we'll get into. But then in the second half, it was just uncontrolled, slight chaos, really. Like, it was, if it wasn't for Alisson in goal, back with a bang, by the way, after obviously missing out on a couple of games, I don't know where we would be in this game, to be honest, because he made a few very vital, very massive stops, the big Brazilian goalkeeper. So we have Alisson to thank a lot for yesterday. I thought Conor Bradley did really well as well. Obviously, Salah in the first half was like a kid in a playground. Like, literally every time he got the ball, he absolutely terrorised that young left wing back, of West Ham's. I know he's done really well since breaking onto the scene, but yesterday he had an absolute torrid time against, obviously, in my opinion, the best winger in the world. Or at least in some people's eyes, one of the best wingers in the world, and obviously celebrating his contract agreement and contract extension this week. He was in top form in the first half yesterday. He was absolutely running riot down that right-hand side, being at his creative best. The only thing he was missing, obviously, was a goal, unfortunately, but he did get back to being on the goal contributions list with a very lovely assist for Diaz, which, like I say, we'll get onto later. I thought, again, Alexis McAllister was, again, consistent in the middle of the park. Virgil van Dijk was, again, very strong for the most part. You know, I thought there was some decent performances around. I thought even Simicast was actually okay. I thought there were some decent performances all around, especially in that first half. Like I say, we were very, very good in that first half. We were very strong. I think the only thing that I could criticise was that we didn't get more than one goal. We created a number of opportunities, a number of chances. It was decent goalkeeping for the most part from Areola in the West Ham goal. Yeah, that's the only real criticism I can have of the first half. Like, West Ham did create their opportunities and they did cause a few scares. Mohamed Kudus was their main point of threat, and he grew more and more in confidence as the game wore on. He forced a very good save from Alisson, which was to tip it onto his own crossbar. Fantastic save again from Alisson. Tried his luck from long range, which wasn't too far away from finding the target. I think Alisson had to make another decent save in that first half as well. So there were a few warning signs there, and I was thinking as the game wore on, West Ham are growing more and more in confidence, and then half-time kind of hit at the right time. Following Luis Diaz's goal, which was a very well-taken goal, brilliantly taken and build-up play by Liverpool, long ball down the wing by Konate, Salah just rolls his man and is free on goal, and it's a lovely, lovely ball. Outside of the left foot, he loves that little outside of the left foot pass, finding Diaz, and Diaz makes no mistake in finding the back of the net. Brilliantly well taken goal by Liverpool. We should have gone on to score more. West Ham, like I say, posed some threats, and then we think that half-time, or at least I think that half-time has come at the perfect time for us. Very good first half with a few warning signs that hopefully Arne Slot does at half-time tidy up, and then we go on to control the game in the second half like we usually do, and we go on to see the game out in a very comfortable way. We get one or two more goals, we see the game out in a very comfortable way. It's 3 points under our belts. Lovely jubbly, rubber-dub-dub. We are 6 points away from making that Premier League title a reality. And instead, you know, we do have a couple of opportunities early on in the first half, like McAllister's free kick, McAllister with a sort of cross shot kind of thing that almost looped over Areola and into the back of the net. He actually forced a very good save to tip it over his own crossbar. And there may have been one or two other moments as well, but as the half drew on, it was more West Ham that were looking the more dangerous, the more likely to score, shall we say. And when they eventually did, I mean, obviously we made a few subs before then, and we brought up Connor Bradley, one of our most influential players on the day, and that was understandably so, given the fact that this was his first game back in a couple of months. You know, Robertson for Tsimikas, we brought on Gakpo. We just seemingly didn't have the energy levels to carry on. We sort of was against West Ham as well, who had not been in the best of form. Their squad doesn't exactly seem in the best of shapes right now, and they're finding their feet under Graham Potter, of course, but they weren't exactly like, you know, they were there just to make up the numbers. They actually went for it and made more of a contest of it, and fair play to them for doing that. But it was more and more likely that West Ham were going to score, and when they eventually did, I just laughed. I just laughed when they did, because you could see it coming from a mile away. You could see West Ham's equaliser coming from a mile away. It wasn't the same kind of control that Liverpool normally put on the second half of games. Even when we did throw an Endo, we threw an Endo, and normally to Liverpool fans that is a signal that we're going to see this game out. It's going to be a win, and then West Ham go on and score a goal, and they find an equaliser, and it was a very well taken, at least in the build-up to the goal, very well taken goal by Robertson to put it in his own net. I made my feelings clear about Robertson on previous videos, so if you don't know, I think the guy's done. I think the guy is done and dusted at Liverpool. I think he's past his use-by date, and we need to really, really, really address the left-back situation in the summer, and I hope that we definitely do. But yeah, I laughed because it was obviously a long time in the making. They eventually get their equaliser, and I'm thinking, right, we have shown no signs of going, very little signs of actually going and getting a second goal in the second half. So we'll probably try and put on a bit of pressure now. West Ham will sit back, and either they'll see the game out, or they're going to counter-attack us and make it 2-1. None of that happened, actually, because we very quickly managed to get back in front. Very well taken goal from Van Dijk. Lovely corner from Alexis McAllister. Powerful header from Van Dijk. Does really well with his strength to obviously manoeuvre the space to actually find the back of the net. I was more surprised that we scored from a set piece, in all honesty, because we never really make our set pieces count unless we're like 3 or 4 or 5 goals up. So to actually score a winner from a set piece was actually incredible. I was very shocked by that. I'm not going to lie. But yes, that is the reality of the situation. We actually scored a winner from a set piece. Virgil van Dijk got his head on it, rose to the occasion, was the man to stand up, especially when we took Salah off for Endo. He was the man to really step up and grab the game and obviously drag Liverpool over the finish line, made up for his previous error towards the goal for Robertson to stick it in the back of his own net. But it was there for Liverpool yesterday, and like I say, it was favourable. It was a good opportunity to obviously take a big step closer towards Premier League glory, and we did exactly that, and we got the job done. I would have liked to have seen more of a performance in that second half. I thought the first half was very, very good, but no, we got the win at the end. That is what matters, and we get the 3 points. Like I say, I would like to have seen more of a performance in the second half, but we got the win. And with Arsenal drawing yesterday, we are now 13 points clear at the top of the table. 2 wins away from Premier League glory. And I am buzzing. I'm buzzing about that. I'm happy about that. And I can't wait for it to be done, dusted, and official with all that being said. Van Dijk yesterday, like I say, rose to the occasion really well. I would have loved it if he basically announced his contract with scoring that goal. That would have been an incredible celebration, but I guess we're waiting any moment now, I guess, for the official announcement. Mo Salah, like I said, in that first half was like a kid in the playground. He was just absolutely unplayable at times in that first half, and, you know, really did celebrate signing that new deal with how well he played. Got an assist, which means he is 2 assists away from equaling Thierry Henry's assist record for a single Premier League season. 3 away from obviously breaking it. And of course, with some favourable games coming up in the next couple of weeks, he really, really could break that record. So fingers crossed he goes on to do so going forward. But I think he did break a record yesterday for the most goal contributions in a single Premier League season. So fair play to Mo Salah for doing that. It was a lovely assist yesterday for Luis Diaz. I thought Diaz was actually alright yesterday. I thought he was a bit of a threat on that left-hand side. Jota didn't really do a great deal in my opinion. Would like to see more of Federico Chiesa, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I don't know what the hell he has done to Arne Slot, but, you know, maybe there will be more light shed upon that particular situation going forward. Like I said, I thought McAllister and Gravenberch were solid for the majority of the game. I thought Curtis Jones did alright when he was on. The back 4, like I say, Connor Bradley, it was great to have a player like him at right back, and I think you could actually see that Mo Salah really did thrive from having a more natural right back be back in that position and obviously cause some threats going forward. I thought he played really well yesterday. I really do like Connor Bradley, so I thought he did really well yesterday. Back 4, like I say, the majority of the game was pretty solid. There were just a few moments where, you know, they fell asleep. They weren't exactly at their best, whatever. But yesterday, Alisson Becker made several decent stops yesterday. There was even one in the first half where Was it the first half? Yeah, I think it was the first half where he doesn't know that Kudus is offside, but makes a very good snap save. Snap save? Not that a word for it. Reaction save. From very close range. Did very well, and again he saved a one-on-one in the second half as well. Alisson was absolutely unbelievable yesterday. There was nothing he really could have done about the offside goal. It was somewhat unfortunate, but again could have been preventable. But yeah, Alisson yesterday was truly phenomenal, proving why he's the best goalkeeper in the world, proving why we're glad to have him back, starting again for Liverpool. And of course, Virgil van Dijk and Luis Diaz, the difference makers in terms of the scoreline and scoring. Liverpool go marching on, a big 3 points, 6 points needed to win the Premier League title. And with Leicester coming up on Sunday, with the form that they are in, with obviously them pretty much being down and relegated to the Championship, that is a massive opportunity for Liverpool to not only get a few goals under their belts, but also just to, you know, really seemingly put the title to rest there. And then the week after, we go against Tottenham. We could win the Premier League title against Tottenham, unless obviously Arsenal drop points in the meantime. But if that's not the case, we go about our business. Massive couple of weeks ahead, obviously, for us. Leicester and then Tottenham. We could wrap this up by then. And let's face it, they are favourable games to do so. Leicester especially. Tottenham, I mean, they are really down in the dumps right now, Tottenham. They are really, really in the pits. So, yes, fantastic opportunities in both of those big game weeks. And there you have it. Those are the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of Liverpool's 2-1 victory over West Ham yesterday? What do you make of the performance, the result, and of course, Liverpool closing in on that incredible title run, closing in on the Premier League title for this season? Would love to know what you guys have to say on all of that and much more in the comment section down below. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoy the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video / not so instant match reaction. Thank you all for your continued or brand new support to the channel. Really does mean a lot to me. Thank you all for your support. Will always be appreciated. Never take it for granted. You guys are absolutely awesome. So thank you so much for all of that. I will see and speak with you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.